Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video showing you how to completely for free create a really nice beat and overall song instrumental for whatever you want to do, whether it's creating a song or just making a loop or instrumental. And it's with this kind of online program called Soundtrap. You may have heard of it before. And I'm doing this completely free, so there is an option to have a paid version, but this, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use everything here that you get for free. So stay tuned if you want to see how to make this beat. So that's what we'll be looking at today, that first part of the beat. So if we go into the studio, I'm going to show you step by step how I made every single layer in this particular beat. So if I start with the beat, we'll just solo that there, and we'll double click, and this opens up for us what's going on with the beat. So you can see I've got the kick, I've got the snare, high tom. Now most of you probably know what all of these are. If you don't, however, just a quick roundup. The kick is kind of like the heavy kind of bassy beat that keeps everything in check. So here I've got it coming every other kind of section here, so I'll just play this for you and you can watch. Boom. So that's the click, the boom part, and that's coming like every other section, so it's a steady boom boom like that. So nothing too crazy. Then we've got the snare, and that's the ch, so boom ch boom ch. It's a very simple kind of classic beat, nothing crazy. That's the backbone of the beat. So I'll play that again. Boom, 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 boom. And then if you notice, I've got this high tom here that comes on just before the snare, and it adds like a little kick to it. So the way I kind of visualize it is, let's say you were dancing to this beat, and every time the high tom comes up, you knock your head back. That's the kind of visualization I had while coming up with this. So let's say you're dancing, clicking your fingers, and every time this high tom comes, you knock your head back, and it's kind of got that swing. Also, if you notice this here, hi-hat, we have this hi-hat straight after this kick, that kind of adds a delay to the beat, which adds a really nice rhythm. It kind of gives the illusion that the beat has delayed, even though it hasn't. You can see everything's the same as it was, but having this little hi-hat here adds a really nice groove to the beat. So this is the first verse. But I added a hi-hat to the little kick to make it a bit more pronounced. Okay, so now we're at the chorus. Here we've got a crash. So this crash comes just before the kick, which adds kind of anticipation, and it kind of in a way warns you that the beat is changing and we're coming to a more likely the chorus. We've got another crash afterwards, which kind of solidifies this change. And then I kind of threw them not in random places, but I threw them in some unconventional places to keep it interesting. So the crash is at every new section. I think it's every 4 or every 8. It's at every 8, and then I have a crash just 2 sections before the 8th to add anticipation. So let's play it. And on top of that, we've now added more hi-hats, which is going to add a nice swing. So let's play this so you can see. So you can see that crash there. Yeah, so the crash is there and the hi-hats. And I did the hi-hats like this because usually in hip-hop or R&B songs, it's common to have the hi-hat on every single quarter beat or something like that. But I have it on the last 2, and this was just from playing around. And when I decided to do this, it sounded really nice to me. It was like a nice kind of swing rhythm to it. So a lot of making beats is playing around with it, and this is what I came up with. Nothing super complicated, nothing really incredible, but as a first beat I was quite happy with that. So that's what's going on with the beat. Straight after that, I'm going to show you the bass. So let's solo that too. So the bass, I actually came up with the bass before coming up with the chords and everything else, because believe it or not, the bass in songs is it's very important. Not just for bass lovers, but it's actually important in carrying the tune of the song. The chords and the bass have to match. And yeah, I've noticed after listening to a few songs, I can tell that the bass was decided before the chords. The chords kind of followed the bass, and that's what I did with this one. So it's quite simple. And we've got a few fillers here. That little filler. And then at the end, we've got that. So that's the bass, nothing much to talk about there. Then after the bass, I added some chords. So you can see here, so if I double click here, you can see that these chords follow the bass. So the bass comes first and then the chords. It's like a little delay. And how the chords were, if I zoom in a little bit, so you can see these are the chords here. How they were decided was based on the bass. Not sure if I can find the same notes. Yeah, so it would be like here, and then this one would be where the do. So it follows. It matches well with the bass. So you need to make sure that your chords and your bass go well together. So that's how I did this. And also, talking about the instrument, if you click on the instrument section here, you can add effects, and I just used a simple sweet lead instrument. When you click on here, you can see there are different options of ones you can use. The ones with orange, these ones are paid, but there's quite a few, as you can see, free options. So that is what I used. Now moving on to next element was the flutter wave. So this was a nice little element that added this instrument, or something that sounds like this instrument, was used a lot in the 70s, and it added a nice kind of classic feel to it. It kind of reminds me of a cat, like a meowing. So now we're getting to the chorus, this bit. There we are. So and this is a nice little element. It's nice to have little elements in your songs that just add. And this here string section I added is just literally one note the whole time. So you have a high pitched string and it stays on the same note the whole time. So let me show you. And again, when we come to the chorus, you notice that very high string the whole time. And what that does, it helps fill out the sound, and it also adds, you can say, an eerie slash kind of chilling aspect to the song. It doesn't mean that your song is going to be eerie or cold, kind of chilling, but it adds that little element to it, which I think is very interesting. And sometimes it can be very subtle, you don't notice, but you can just feel that's how the song is turned in that direction. So it's definitely a nice layer to add. Then here we've now got acoustic guitar. I definitely had to add a guitar in this song. And again, this guitar is just doing some little melodies throughout the song. And then again for the chorus. So it's very nice, this little melody. And what I did, because it's quite subtle, I decided to do another guitar, doing a similar melody but not the same. So this melody here for the acoustic guitar goes like this. So do 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 do. That's how this melody goes. Now for this guitar that I added here, it does a similar melody but not exactly the same. Okay, so it's very similar, but what it does is you can't tell necessarily that there's two guitars playing, but the overall sound of what you hear is very, very nice. So I'll show that now. Yeah, so that's what's happening there. And then what really kind of solidifies the melody in the chorus is these bells here. So these bells are kind of what would be remembered as the melody in the chorus. Not necessarily the same melody as the vocals, but every chorus needs to have a kind of catchy element that helps people to remember. And that's what these are. They're just little melodies going high and low, doing the same thing over and over. So that is it, and I think I have covered So that is it for this first part of the tutorial. Next part, I'll show you how for the second chorus I added a lot more layers. Even an interesting kind of thing here with the bass, I added more strings over here, I added more elements and more guitars, so just to add a climax. And in the final part, I'll show you how I changed the pitch of the whole thing towards the end of the song, adding a few more little elements to really have a solid enjoyable experience with the song. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for the next video.